next speaker is Jambe, and he is a PhD student from Griffith University. Thank you.
Myself, I'm Jambe. I'm second year PhD student in Griffith University, working with Australian River Institute. And I've been so fortunate to get funding support from WWF and Griffith University to carry out this study under the supervision of water experts. So the topic that I'm going to discuss here is spring shade management. This is part of my research that I'm carrying out in Brisbane. So here, basically, we know like in the world, water sources are drying up everywhere. So like Indus River, like Colorado from river in US, even in Australia, in Queensland, we have Murray-Darling River Basin, which is drying up. So everywhere, like water sources are drying up, and then with the change of climate change, even more water sources are drying up. I think we need something to do with this. So therefore, like what I'm going to discuss here is, I say, is a innovation, cutting-edge solution to this problem. So coming back to the Bhutan, like we know, like based on the recent survey, 25% of the spring that is surveyed by the Department of Forests was drying up. I mean, it's drying up. And then this is quite concerning. And every like week, monthly, like there are news coming up that people are facing a lot of problem in regards to water. And I had a good opportunity to work in partnership with NGO, Tariana Foundation, Royal Government of RUB, and Department of Forestry, whereby I travel across the country, around 11 districts, and then we have observed that people are facing a lot of problem due to drying up of a spring. Why? Because our people, they drink water directly from the spring. And also those river, I would like to say like how they are connected to the river here. So this shows like, the red one shows the distribution of drying springs. So it's a 25% is a quarter of the water sources which we are surveyed by Watershed Management Division are reported to be drying up. And I think it's intensifying. More water sources must be drying up now. So for this, we got to do something, and what we have come across is like looking at our current practice in the world and in Bhutan is like we haven't given a lot of focus to this river basin. So the example here that I would like to provide is we have example like we did work on this river basin management plan, and also in Australia I see like there is very good management plan in regards to Murray-Darling Basin. So what we fail to understand is we fail to understand the importance of springs. So these springs are very important because one by one, if these springs dry up, the river is automatically going to dry up. So how long, it doesn't matter like how much we try to save this water, as long as we are not able to protect those springs. The data that I showed earlier was a spring which are drying up. So if they completely dry up, then there's no way we can save the water. So therefore, my focus of study is spring, and then we are circling around to a new concept, so-called spring shade management. So earlier, watershed management is very much, I think, well known, and also the growing science is talking about spring shade management. Briefly, I would like to talk how they are different and what it means is like, giving this as an example. So according to Watershed, what it says is like, in this picture, in the valley, okay, in the valley that you see here, this forms one watershed. But however, if you understand the importance of this spring, it is actually recharging from this. This area becomes very important area for this particular spring. So what we did in the watershed is like more or less watershed is a basin, like from where like water accumulates. So this becomes a watershed, and in hydrology, hydrological unit is watershed. So we always try to protect this watershed, but we failed the other opposite side of the watershed, which was very important because this is the recharge point. Whatever goes from here actually comes from here. So for this, spring shade is focused on the spring. If we focus on this spring, directly these two watershed becomes one spring shade management. So this is something we have failed to understand long time back, and I think a little bit of concept is covered in watershed. It's talking about leakage watershed, but not so much important for plain people, but at least for mountain people, where our rocks are inclined like these, like. So the other side of mountain becomes very important. And if you understand the structure of road, usually it falls under the research area. We protect our mouth. We have a belly where the water accumulates. If you cover our mouth, I think the water, coming from the back end would be not so much enough. So our management, across the world we have seen is like protection is happening a lot around these water sources where the water actually discharge. Like you see, these are some interventions. Like in the Nepal, they went up to this covering with this sheet. And in Bhutan, fencing water discharge area is very common, but then recharge area is a blind spot. So spring shade is something that we are trying to understand about recharge area. So exactly from where is the recharging. So this area is very important, and we have not understood this. And it's equally important for any other springs that we talk in the world. So in mountain, what is misunderstanding in the mountain is we do not talk about groundwater. And in plain, they don't talk about spring water. So there are a lot of spring water in the plain area. Actually, they are contributing to the river. The Soin River flowing here is contributed by many springs. Spring is defined as a natural flow of groundwater. So when groundwater flows naturally, it's a spring. And whale is an artificial flow of groundwater. So understanding the importance of springs are very important for the sustainability of groundwater. River flow. And river is very important for Bhutan. We have electricity, we are talking about green hydrogen. And there is an example in Canada where they have recently imported electricity from US because their dam is now, there's shortfall in the dam. They have been exporting water but for 2 decades, but recently in February, they started importing because water sources has dried up. So this could be future in our Bhutan as well. It's quite risky, if you do not do such intervention. So I think this is one of the intervention that we have done in a very small pilot areas with the department and even with the Tariana. And I see this is I envision a very beautiful imagination in our new city. I would like to explain how I imagine, what can we do around this concept. I think it's a very concept, at least to me. I'm sorry. So our intervention has been going around this water discharge area and even planting tree. I usually do not like to talk about this, but then in one way, this is quite true also. What I have noticed in Yonpula is I am from Yonpula, we have a lake. So that lake used to be a seasonal lake. It used to fill up in summer and then it dry up in winter. Then people started planting tree in that barren land in the Yonpula, and then now water no more drain into that valley. And lake is drying up because water now no more drain into that valley because of tree. So this is, I'm talking about afforestation, planting tree where there was no tree earlier. Now when water no more drain into that valley, lake automatically dry up. And then ADB has supported airport in Yonpula to plant more tree. So this is something in science, what we understand is tree never generates the water. Tree only help in the absorption from root here and then goes to cohesion, transpiration pool, and then stomatal, lenticule. It goes out. And water does that. Well, there are many benefits of tree. I'm a forester, by the way, okay, but still, I think in that way. So planting tree in the place where there was no tree would not be a solution. That's what I feel. And my proposal is to plant grass. We need a grass. Grass equally does the function of the tree, and trapping the water where it is, but it doesn't throw more water. So basically, now, in a conclusion, what I do with my team is we go around the country, and then for particular spring, we try to identify the recharge area. So those recharge area is very important. If we identify those recharge area, we are making sure the water is entering in from our mouth. Because stomach was already there, so once water goes into the mouth, so it will come out automatically. So that's basically what we have done, and then we have published a few books with few research area, but we need more of this. And last intervention, final is in present context, water is just flowing like this, and our aquifer is empty. If you ask me why spring is dying up, because it's empty like this. This is empty. So our intervention in Galifu too, can be upscale, whereby on the top of mountain, we can do such interventions, whereby we just we stop the rain where it falls and make the rain go inside, and the lower Galifu people can drink water, when it re-emerge. So we are stopping even the disaster, like it is very prone in flooding, seasonal flooding in Gelfu can also be stopped with this. So these are some of the ideas like I envision, like we can have this one being intensively done on the mountains in the Gelfu. And then people can have reliable drinking water as well. So these are some of my ideas that I would like to present. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah.